So hello everyone, my name's Chelsea and I'm the Learning and Engagement Officer at Oldham Coliseum Theatre. Now the Coliseum is a producing theatre in the heart of Oldham Town Centre and we've been there for over 125 years. Now we're a really busy producing theatre and pre-COVID we produce work on the main stage which has around 500 seats and in our studio with creatives, visiting companies, participants and the community. We also deliver and design and project manage creative engagement projects working with schools, community groups, young people and adults in Oldham and across Greater Manchester. Now, the Coliseum's probably most well known for our pantomime, and Cinderella, which was back in 2019, 2020, was seen by just under 35,000 people. And this is often a lot of people's first experience of theatre. Now, in the last year, as an organisation, because of COVID, we've been working creatively in a slightly different, more virtual way. And last week, we announced our new digital spring season. So just an example of our digital work is something called Whodunit at the Coliseum. And this is a production, it's a co-production with Front Room Productions. And it's about to go in rehearsals. I think it goes into rehearsals and filming next week. And it's going to be a film performance where audiences kind of get to choose their own adventure, choose their own story to discover who killed the front of house manager Edward Filch on opening night of the Scottish play Macbeth, which I shouldn't have said because apparently saying Macbeth in theatre is bad luck, but I'm at home now so it's fine. So that's just a little bit about the Coliseum, just a bit of background. So now I'm going to touch upon some of the job roles within the theatre. Now obviously there are
Chelsea, just apologies, we've just lost your audio. It's just clicked on mute for some reason. So just unmute you, and if you can just go, it was only like 30 seconds. If you can just go back slightly, that'd be absolutely brilliant.
No worries. Oh, I'll keep an eye on that. I didn't click anything, I promise. I'll keep an eye on that mute button. Obviously a sign, people are telling me to shut up, but I'm going to carry on. So I'll just skip back to the example of the digital work, which is the Whodunit at the Coliseum. So that's a co-production with Front Room Productions. And that's about to go into rehearsals at the moment. And it's going to be a filmed performance where audiences kind of get to choose their own way, choose their own adventure, and find out who killed Edward Finch, the front of house manager on the opening night of Macbeth. So that's a little bit about the Coliseum. So now I'm going to tell you a little bit about some of the job roles within the theatre. Now there's lots to cover, so I'm just going to keep this quite brief, but if you do have any questions, our contact details are on the screen and also you can find us on the Stockport Job Match page as well. So in a nutshell, we have the artistic team. So this is made up of the artistic director and our programme assistant, and they're responsible for the artistic vision of the building. So what work we do, what plays we do, all our different creative activities, and our artistic director actually directs some of our plays and projects as well. Now the next kind of department is the learning and engagement team, which is where I work, and we work with schools, colleges, youth groups, adults, community groups, anyone really. And our job is to design and deliver creative projects. And these projects might relate to the work on stage or our digital work, or it could be something that's exploring a specific theme using creativity, or it could be a project to tackle social isolation and support well-being. Next, we have our production team. So this is everybody that works together to put a production together on stage or digitally. So this includes our lighting and sound people, our stage managers who source props, support in the rehearsal room, and essentially manage everything that's happening on stage. So they'll know where all the actors stand, which side of the stage they go on and off, etc. We also have a production manager, very important job, who's responsible for the health and safety for everybody in the building. And we also have our in-house wardrobe department. So very, very talented team who can whip up a costume and do lots of research depending on the era of the play to make, create and source costumes. Now, the next team I'm going to touch upon, we've got front of house. Now, that's everyone you see when you're an audience member coming into the theatre. So this will be your box office team who sell tickets. It could be someone selling ice creams or programmes or working on the bar to helping you find your seat. So this really is a customer facing role, but they also have a responsibility for health and safety of the audience. So making sure everyone's kept safe. Now, our next team, we have an in-house marketing and press team, and ultimately their responsibility is for selling the shows or the events or telling people about the projects we're doing. So they work on creating marketing strategies, writing press releases, creating our social media content. So this could be creating films for our trailers for our productions and making sure everything we put out from the Coliseum is on brand. So we have our logo, we have the fonts we should be using, our colours, so things like that. And finally, we have the more financial business side of the organisation. So we've got our chief executive who's like kind of oversees everything. We've got our fundraising manager who works with charities or wealthy individuals to get funds for the theatre or for specific projects. And then our finance team who pay all the wages, make sure all the books balance, etc. Now, we also work with loads of freelance artists and practitioners. So this could include actors, musicians, singers, filmmakers, sound designers. And it's worth noting that it's 70% of the theatre workforce is made up of freelancers. So that's quite, in theatre, it's quite a high number of people who work freelance. And I'm employed by the Coliseum, but I work part-time and I also work on freelance projects as well. So as you can see, there's lots of different roles in the theatre industry and they have lots of different skill sets and lots of different people are interested in those different environments. But now I'm going to tell you about an online course that we're running called Teaching Theatre Pathways. Oh, well done, right on cue. I was about to ask for the next slide. And so Teaching Theatre Pathways is a free online course for young people not in employment or education in Greater Manchester. Now, during the course, you'll take part in creative workshops, you'll learn how to plan and deliver creative projects, and you'll actually design your own and deliver it. So this will be like the work that I do in my department. You'll learn skills in project management, budgeting, safeguarding and health and safety. So safeguarding is just making sure everyone's kind of kept safe. You're not doing any, if anyone needs any support, you can help them with that. You'll build confidence and you'll get some top networking tips because obviously if the industry is made up of 70% of freelancers, networking is key. How do you form those relationships? How do you keep them going? And we'll also be looking at how to pitch your ideas and how to apply for your own funding if you want to create your own work. And then you'll also receive some CV support and individual mentoring to help you get to where you want to go. Now, hopefully, COVID depending, we'll also have a theatre experience day at the Coliseum, and this will be a practical day where you'll do workshops in lighting, sound, wardrobe, stage management, all the things we need to be in the building for. And members of the group also get to see some Coliseum shows. So they'll get tickets for all our digital work that you need a ticket for. And then we're also going to, whenever we're back in the building and we've got shows on physically, you'll be invited to come and see some of our work then. Now, we've been running this course for a few years. It's had kind of different variations of the course. This one's completely different because it's online. But previous members of the course have gone on to further education in creative subjects, which is fantastic. And then also some members have gone on to becoming freelancers and developing their own freelance career in the arts too, which is fantastic. Now, the course started last week, but don't worry, there are still a few places left. So if you are interested in getting involved, send us an email and we can sign you up ready for our session tonight. Now, the course is on Tuesdays and Thursdays, 5 till 7, and I'd love it if anybody wanted to join us this evening. It's been really lovely to speak to you all today. If you do have any questions, it might be about the course, about different job roles in the theatre. You might not quite be eligible for Teaching Theatre Pathways course. Don't worry, do get in touch. I think a lot of people who work in theatre will say the best way to kind of start a career in theatre is talking to people, getting in touch, joining your youth theatres, having conversations with people who work in theatre. So do get in touch with us and we will help the best we can. I hope that's been useful, and that's me over and out.